oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
I did that once, like I learned how to do Beethoven, whatever.
Piano's the easiest
But
music
then I
to
just
read.
liked
It's
it.
so
Really?
easy to read because it's just C, and once you get from C, just work your way over. It's just like that. If it's higher up here, then you just go further away from C. It's really easy to do.
Do you know yet?
I want to go to UT.
You're gonna go to UT Austin?
No, I'm not that smart.
You're smart enough to go
Well,
there.
like,
Longhorns.
It's tough because, like, you know, my mom or my parents, I feel like I could, like, make straight A's in school. But it's just hard because I just kind of don't want to.
Why?
It's like because of, like, the teachers. They're just so, like, mean and old. I just don't, like, pay attention in their class because they're always yelling at someone. Because they're all those old Baptist women. I get hit pretty hard with everything.
Give me an example of what you mean.
Well, like, the thing that, like, scared me the most was, like, the rapture. Like, the Baptists always preached about the rapture's coming very soon. Repent now, you'll get left behind, you'll fry. Devil will torment, or beast will torment you forever and ever if you don't repent now. And we watched, like, so many movies of, like, being left behind and everything. I mean, I would have nightmares after that. It just,
And do they still show you that stuff now?
No, it's just this one teacher that's pretty much a total Jesus Baptist freak, and I'm not like that. I just like me. I just like I guess I'm non-denominational, as you can just put it. I just believe, and that's really it. It's just all my friends are there, and they're not all like that. They're like really cool guys. But like I can tell a difference in like whenever I go out to eat and I see people, I can tell a difference in like all my friends and like a regular person. I can see there's a big difference because like everyone's telling me I'm in like this huge Christian bubble, and like once I get out of it, you'll notice stuff that like you couldn't even think about.
Like what?
Well, like, you know, it's just you're wrapped around it, like Christian people and everything, and they're just all nice, and you think that the world's gonna be like that. And you just get out, like you go eat like at Chili's or something, and someone just start cussing out the waiter or something. You're just like.
One coincidence where they thought that it was like supernatural because they didn't see the whole thing, so then all of a sudden they're like, must be a god somewhere or something. Like, let's say they fall off a bridge and survive it or something. Or something like that. Fall off a bridge and survive it or something. Or something like that.
Let's say they fall off a bridge and survive it or something. Or something like that.
Let's say they fall off a bridge and survive it or something. Or something like that.
Fall off a bridge and survive it or something. Or they see something that looks like a ghost, but it's really just like a sheet flying across them and it goes into the trash can. They never notice it.
Was it the Golden Gate Bridges? Like, all the survivors, like most of the survivors, whenever they get about halfway there, they like out of nowhere, they can think that they can figure out all their problems and everything comes to their head, what's wrong and everything. It's like whenever your body, I guess, gets in trouble. Like,
You're probably thinking really hard when you're about to kill yourself again.
I mean, it's just like, it's like suspense. Once you put your body in suspense, you just like, you think of what you can do. And last year during school, or no, 2 years ago, or I guess every year of school,
I guess every year.
like I'll be in F's and everything, and somehow at the end I'll just pull out with like 5 D's and 1 B.
This is great footage.
Well, I mean, like, you know, whenever I get stuck in a corner, like, I don't know, I don't give up. I just, like, I find some way how to, like, pull myself out.
Usually it involves a female teacher and a favor, right?
What the? Shut up. Are you serious?
That's serious.
So you're stooping the teachers, dude, to get good grades? Is that what you're telling me?
It's a lot worse than a Catholic church, though, because, you know, they don't get much, you know.
I don't know about that. There's, like, no nuns anymore.
There's nuns.
Well, there's not, like...
I had a run-in with a nun last night.
Oh. Well, like, what you're saying, like, if you want to get this feeling, like, about supernatural, like, whatever causes, and so, like, one time, I was hunting, and there's just a bunch of cows just laying out. They're, like, knocking over our fence. Like, we have a, you know, deer blind, and then we have a feeder with the fence around it. And I mean, just this huge, it has to be 2,000-pound bull, just rams right through it. Just like knocks that whole fence out, and then all these cows just go and start eating the corn and everything. It just, I mean, this huge bull just knocked it, and I mean, I saw deer flying into the forest and everything. And like, you know, they're just all eating there. I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, you know, well, I have like a phobia against, like, you know, bees and wasps. And I mean, you know, I just kind of thought about it, like, cause like there were all these wasps coming out, and I just like, you know, said a prayer, and they just like all flew out. I mean, I didn't, like, I was just like this, like, after I saw it, just like, and they all flew out, and I didn't get stung. And then like, I was just like praying. I was like, man, I wish I could have something to like show my dad, like make him proud of me or something like that. Maybe a deer or something. And like, I swear, I just like look over and a deer, like, it's just right there. And I just pop him. And I don't know, I just was really emotional during that. I didn't know if like I was supposed to shoot it. Like if God really did send it down, was it like supposed to be special or something? And then I thought, well, I did ask for something to shoot. It's just the little things in life. I don't really, sometimes I don't notice them, but when I do, it's just like, wow. It's really weird. It's like, you know, a little prayer, and deer showed up out of nowhere. And like, I just took the shot. I mean, I just, perfect shot right through the heart. And it's just like awesome. But like the little things in life, I mean, like, you know, like, it's like a lot of people don't like hunting. Like there are some people out there that probably like would want to kill like people who hunt animals. There's one of everything out in the world, and I just think, you know, some people would just count it as small things and stuff.
But see, the problem with Christianity is they're not, in the Bible it says there isn't supposed to be any reasons other than just believing in it.
Well, like it says in the Bible, you know, don't test God or anything. But the problem is like, I mean, I've seen this on shows and stuff. Like, if God helped out, then people would rely on him to help. And whenever he doesn't help, people don't believe in him. So, like, I mean, if I was God, that'd be hard because I want to help them, but I don't want them to, like, rely on me. Like, there was a book, there was, like, some story, I remember, I think it was, like, Moses in the desert, and, like, they asked for food and, like, water, and God sent manna every morning. Only get what you need for a day. And so they get some, and some people got greedy and got more and more and more, and would like eat, and just would like stock up on it, because they would say God would leave them and not do it again and stuff like that. And then he stopped and stuff because it was just like they started not believing in him and stuff, even though he provided manna every day. Which, I mean, if God threw down a piece of pie, God threw down a piece of pie.
Threw down a piece of pie.
Every day for me in the middle of nowhere. I don't know about you, but I've been eating that.
I have 2 points really. First one is that if we're like, what is God? Like, it's like a moral thing, right? He chooses to be morally, like that's his whole basis is based on morals. So like, we're like ants to him. There's like 6 billion of us and one him. And then there's like, you know, what do we care what ants do? What do we care what ants do?
What do we care what ants do?
You know, what do we care what ants do?
We don't give a damn what ants do.
Ants do. We don't give a damn what ants do.
So why would he care what we do? How old's the Earth then?
We can't tell. I mean, some people believe that it's like millions of years old. Some people believe it's like hundreds of thousands of years old. I believe that it's, I don't know, either 10,000 or 20,000 years old. Well, I mean, it's just like, because like you gotta think of like all the civilizations that have come and gone, like Egypt, Rome. Rome was like for 15 or 2,000 years. Like when civilizations come and go, like Egypt, Babylonians, Persians, the periods of time that they were here and gone, because there was always one big civilization, or and then like one would get wiped out, one would become bigger, and then somehow that one would get wiped out by either a plague or by another one.
Right now they got a physics called string theory that's about parallel universes based on energy rings, because like, you know how you do something, like you say you hop a fence and run from the police, or you could have turned yourself in, or you could have ran down one side of the fence or down the other, or hopped it a certain way, or fell when you hopped over it. All those different things that you could have done, those millions of things, actually do happen. in a different sense. Like in your mind, all those things are happening. So like if I were to be able to switch over, I could be in that different life right now. Like I can still think of what could have happened. Just because I'm thinking of what could have happened, I'm actually living that life in my head.
It just tells me that, like, you know, that everyone's different. Like, you know, they believe that, which is fine. You know, I mean, sometimes I think that. Sometimes I'm like, well, you know, if I did do this, yeah, I'm probably gonna go to hell unless I do something about it. Like, what I mainly just believe is pretty much that if you believe in Jesus and you're willing to just like let him come into your heart and clean your sins away. If you want to be forgiven of like all the bad things you've done, then that's what you need Jesus for. If you don't, then that's why, because you have like, let's just say if you're a sinner and everything, and like you find Jesus, it's like you have this huge, it's like I read this book, and it's like you have this huge backpack of sin, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, because like your conscience will catch up to you one day. And like once you find Jesus, it just goes off. If I had to choose between a party, I would just say Republican, because that's what my dad is. And like, you know, don't get me wrong, I guess my mom says I'm kind of closed-minded sometimes, but when it comes to like, you know, like in the courts, like, what is it, the other day, San Francisco, all the public schools, the courts said that saying the Pledge of Allegiance in public schools is non-constitutional because it has two little words that offends people. And it's just like, it's just terrible, because like most of those people, I mean, I know that Republicans wouldn't do that. Republicans are trying to stand for whatever history we have. They're not trying to like change different ways. Like I remember watching this movie in history, and it was about like the founders of America were putting Rome, like they were trying to go with Rome's democracy and everything. They were trying to set up the way Rome did. But that's what like George Washington, whenever he wasn't president anymore, he said like two things. He said to like not get into foreign affairs and or like alliances and stuff.
He wanted to be independent.
Exactly.
And then like
to
the
not
whole
have,
deal was
to not have political parties.
They were just pretty much talking.
Like New York, in the subways, they're having those they're having those random bag searches. And some people just say it isn't American, it isn't right. Well, yeah, I mean, America is based on freedom. You are free to walk through there. The problem is, if we just keep, if we keep using that excuse for our security, I mean, someone is going to go and blow that up. It's just going to happen sometime if we don't do anything about it now. And if we just keep on, like, saying that, I mean, because you have to give up some freedoms to be able to keep some freedoms.
If we were in Iraq and everyone's Muslim or Islamic or whatever the hell they are, if I was 5 years old, or no, let's say 12 years old, because you can't go to hell if you're younger than that, and I knew that, or I thought that there might not be something wrong with the Muslim religion, and before I had a chance to convert it, what would they do to me? Would they kill me? Or I wouldn't be allowed to be a Christian. I'd have to go to the synagogue and worship Allah or whatever. Just like that your parents make you do here. They make you go to church every Sunday, but they make you go to Islamic church every Sunday there, or wherever the hell they do. So there's no way that they, every religion's right.
There's this book that we're reading now that we're read called The Scarlet Letter, and it's like, what it is this guy commits adultery, and he's the preacher of the whole, he's the preacher of the whole town, and so he's just got all this guilt on his mind and everything. And the problem is, if he goes and tells everyone that he was an adulterer and everything, they probably will hang him and everything. We had a class discussion about this, and what the thing is, people like nowadays are just so possessive. Like they're saying that, you know, this right here is theirs, you know, is theirs, and they don't want anyone to take it away from them. But like, see, what I believe is like, it doesn't matter what the people on earth think about you, because like, it's what you believe, and if you keep it in your heart and you just go with that, if you're truthful, if you do everything and you try, and it doesn't matter what, if they think, oh, like, because he was an adulterer, you're an adulterer, oh, you're terrible. Well, if you ask for forgiveness and everything, it doesn't matter what they say, and it's just mind-boggling that all the people today are so possessive of everything.
How easy
The
would it
government
be over here?
hides so much from us now, but that's a good thing. It's a good and a bad thing. We don't know much, like what they're doing or anything, but then again, if there's terrorists here, then they won't either. And so like, there are some people, like there was some person who put an article out in like a major paper saying if like our like milk supply, someone could go drop an ounce of cyanide in the milk supply that like, you know, goes through like millions of people every day, it could kill off millions of people before anyone ever knows.
People check that stuff out. I mean,
No, but this guy said he went to a factory and like no one did it. And it's just like, then why do you say anything? I mean, you go tell like, you know, a governmental official. You don't like tell the whole public what's going on or stuff. It's just,
I don't think that'll ever happen because the first person to die will kind of give out the secret. Now when they drink that kind of milk. But the whole deal is we're the ones terrorizing them. I mean, they can't get over here. They're not gonna come over. Maybe a couple of them come over here and do
have you
something.
checked our borders
But
lately?
Have you checked their population and their gun supplies? Have you checked what we found out over there? Nothing. We're only in danger because we're going over there. If a country was to come over here, they'd be. I mean, it's not like they're gonna kill all of us off.
Well,
I
let
mean,
me ask you
everybody's
something.
got guns in their houses. Everybody's got something they can use. I mean, seriously. If we were to leave them alone, we wouldn't have soldiers dying right now. Did we have soldiers dying before that? No, we had people, you know.
The Gulf
We had
War?
Afghanistan. We had what is it? They were all from. They weren't even from Iraq. There was one person from Iraq on them planes. The other people were all from like. There was a couple from Afghanistan and there was a couple from some other bumfuck country. But, anyways, one was from Iraq. So what do? We attack Iraq.
Learn the history. Just take everyone else's info and just put it in your mind. I've learned so much. I know my friend, like, he didn't even know we had people over in Iraq. It's because some people don't even like notice it. They don't even open their minds to it. My friend, like last year, I pretty much just bombed it last year.
What in school you mean?
Oh yeah, so I was turning 5 Ds and 1 P. You know what my grade point average has to be right now? Pretty low.
Oh, so you're thinking you can't get in there because of your GPA?
Yeah, I really want to do like sell houses or stuff like that, realty or something like that. And I wanted to do that, but that just kind of phased out. And like I always wanted to be a business person, and like my uncle on my dad's side, his brother is a insurance like salesman for Allstate. You know, he's done great and everything. He plays golf 5 times a week, and he just goes to work for like a few hours the 2 days that he goes, because it's just like, because he's made all those people up in like the past. He's just gotten so many things, he can just lay back and do nothing, and all he does is just a few paperwork and stuff. So I might want to do like some insurance stuff, because it's not that bad actually. I don't go to church every Sunday. Maybe once every month I go, and it's just like, because I see myself now. I play addicting games. I make bad grades. I don't rarely go to church. I mean, that I'm like really overweight, and like I don't know why, but like like a week or two ago, I just like saw myself, like if I straightened up, if I played less video games, got a little bit better grades, maybe went to church a couple more times a month, and maybe, you know, lost some weight, I would really be like doing something really good for my life. Instead of what I'm doing now, I'm just hurting myself. I just, like, it's just, whatever, I just really want to, like, help myself, but it's really hard because I love what I'm doing now. I mean, I don't love to make bad grades because my parents yell at me, but that's what I get for just playing video games all the time and stuff. So, like, last year was the bomb. That had to be the best year of my life because it was just, like, you could just get away with anything. Like, what I found out now is, like, the seniors were, like, the worst class ever. Like, the teachers couldn't tell them to do anything. And so we pretty much got away with everything like they did. But this year they're gone. And the senior year is, like, a really good class. So now all the teachers are trying to make up all these new rules and stuff. And so we have to follow them and stuff. And it's just, like, gotten so bad. Because they, like, raised our grades up. Like, you have to get a higher amount of grades to be able to pass. Like, all the D's I made last year would be F's. And so, like, I mean, last year I had, like, 66s, 67s, 65s.
You would have been passing, but you're not.
No, I passed last year, but this year, it's like, I really have to get my act together. I just, like, I don't want to start.
For me, it's final.
I don't want, like some in me doesn't want to change because it, you know, feels so good. It feels, you know, nice playing video games all the time. It feels nice. Just eat whatever I want. And there's always there's two sides to every person. There's like, you know, they want to do this and then the other guy wants to do this. You know, you just give or take here and there. But I really want to start going for what this guy says instead of what this guy says. Instead of being like lukewarm or on the fence. Just like that. I don't know when I'm going to start. That's my only problem. I really want to start now, but just like something else is holding me back and I don't know what it is.
I like partying. I like partying. I like partying. And like, for instance, my last girlfriend, like I wanted to be the guy that I should be for, like, in order. I wanted to be the guy that could have a girl like her, you know, but instead I'm the guy that still wants to have what I want to have on the side, you know. I don't want to like, I want to be able to delete things, you know, delete it, but I can't do that, so. The thing I hate the most is my lack of commitment for things. I just, you know, I decide things get old and I just don't do them anymore. I can't keep going at something for too long, otherwise, you know, if it doesn't fit me, then I try and find a way to sidestep it. And usually I get hit by a car because I'm going to the wrong lane, you know. So it's kind of like that, I guess.
Like I told you, like, you know, the Baptists, they just pounded that, you know, rapture in my head. Like a year ago, I used to think, why should I even, like, you know, try at school? Why should I even, like, try and go on with my life? Because, like, one of my teachers was just psycho. He was all military, and he thought that the world was going to end in 2007. Because, like, the Babylonian calendar only goes up to 2007 or something like that.
I thought it was 6.
I don't know.
One of those, but still,
He
yeah.
was just, like, talking, like, about that, and that just got me all scared. And I was just like, well, you know, 2007, I'll still be in high school, so why should I even try now? And it's just like, it's just, sometimes they make you don't even want to, like, live sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about that.
But see, that's just like, that's them.
There isn't a future to them. I mean,
I don't want, like, I don't want to be like them, but I still, like, I mean, I don't mean to, like, get all into this, but, like, I mean, I still want to go to heaven. Cause like I don't know why, but like you think that serving God is like bowing at His feet and everything, but it's what you think of. This whole world, I mean, I heard this, but I've like noticed it everywhere. The whole world is a point of view. Good and
state of mind is what it is.
it's all between good and evil is a point of view. To us, terrorists are like, you know, blowing up, you know, the towers is evil, and you know, giving goodwill is good. Like, you know, taking care of widows and or whatever like that is good. It's a good thing. You tell the truth. It's a good thing. Well, like Islamic people, you know, the people that, you know, blow up the things, they see us as evil because, you know, we believe, like some people are Christians and they say, if that country has Christians, then they're evil and we're good. And so it's just all a point of view because, like, no one really knows, like, how much is really good or evil. That's why we have the Bible to show us, like, you're right. It's pretty much telling us, like, what if we're gonna do bad, this is what's gonna happen. It's all between you reap what you sow. If you steal from some guy, you know, something might happen to you in life, and it might catch up to you, and like whenever you try and get into the pearly gates, it's just it's like right now, all I want to do, just hang out with my friends. Like, you know, I'm just in that state. I don't want to be by my parents. I want to be with my friends. I want to play video games. I want to do stuff that, you know, that is considered bad to, like, people. Like, I want to, like, what is it?
Have fun, rebel.
Yeah, I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun.